All right. First, I just want to say thanks. I'm humbled to be speaking in such a classy program here at Windsor High School. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Coach Fleet and his entire coaching staff, along with the players and family and supporters of the program. So I just want to say thank you. I kind of want to start off with one of the things that strikes me, that stands out to me in terms of my experience with football. Playing under Coach Fleet. There's like certain tag phrases that's typically used, sometimes that, motivate you or, whatever the case may be. And one of them was Fleet would often say stuff like, how do you want to be remembered? Now, at that point in my life, I didn't really understand the point of that being said or even really cared much about it because the different trials and tribulations I was going through at home was so overbearing sometimes I ain't really put thought into how I want to be remembered. It didn't really resonate at that point in my life. But again, the way the subconscious mind works, stuff like that tend to stick in my head. So it's stuck in there, but I didn't really got time to think about it. So as the years would go on, I would continue to play under Fleet and the rest of the coaching staff. There were little subtle things that would always stick out. And case in point would be Coach Kennedy, K-Rock. He would always tuck my shirt in during pregame for football. Just little things like that. Like I didn't really see the big deal at that time, but he would always make sure I was presentable, before the game starts. So he would always tuck my shirt in like a father was supposed to take care of his son. And I didn't have a father. My father was killed. My mother was pregnant. So little things like that really meant a lot to me when I became an adult. Back then I didn't really think nothing of it, but it was a big deal as I became older. Fleet, the way he would love his players was different, at least back then for me. I didn't think he liked me. I didn't really think he was feeling me like that because Fleet got this thing where he cuss you out. He cuss you out, yell at you. But I learned that you should worry when he doesn't say anything to you. But he would always say something to me. Not because he didn't like me, but in fact because he loved me and he expected great things of me. So this is what I came to understand as an adult. And I'm so grateful for brothers like that. And I think one of the biggest things I really learned from him was, and I don't know if this was his intent or he was just fulfilling his duty as a man. It was him as a father. I think that I would always see him in a fatherly role. Like, he always had Quinn or Brittany always at practice. They was always, at the games, and they would always run around somewhere. But he was trying to, do double duels. Like, he was coaching and being a father. Go over there, sit down, Quinn. 4-3, come 3. Like, he was trying to do both things, but he was... But that's so important because no matter what, he was always a father. And it was good, especially young African-American men, to see that because it's such a void in the homes of fathers, especially black men. And to see that man doing that during those times. And I know it was tough at home because a lot of times you're trying to balance roles and things like that. And the brother did a phenomenal job at being a father. The reason why that was important for me was because I became a father at 17, 18 years old. Again, home life was different. I was irresponsible. Things like that take place. But the point is, I got to get a good look at what a father's supposed to do through Fleet. And it's important that I seen those things because now I realize that a father's true role is to protect and provide. To just basically be responsible. And many of you young men here are going to get to a point where you have to really step your levels up when it comes to protecting and providing and being responsible and accountable for your actions. Mommy, daddy, granddaddy, grandmommy, not going to be like that the way they are now. It's a difference between guidance and hindrance. Right now they're at a point where they're guiding you. It can't come to a point where they're starting to hinder you because, again, they always got holding your hand. It can't be to that. I think you at a point where some of you guys are 16, 15, and in some places around the world, people at that age are running villages. They're kings and princesses and things of that nature. At that age, their responsibility level is extremely high. You guys are at that age, you guys are still being woken up for school. You guys are still constantly being reminded that the garbage is in the corner waiting for you when you go to... Am I lying? The point is you guys have to really step it up, young men. It's crucial. It's really important, So moving right along, when Flea was talking about Supreme Being Inc., there's different aspects to Supreme Being Inc. First, let's start off with the definitions. So Supreme is the highest form, right? It's the highest of whatever you may say after that. So if you're a supreme being, you're a supreme individual. So you're at the highest level of just your character, your discipline, the way in which you, your character, the way in which you take care of yourself and you take care of your business, things of that nature, right? Then we also have, under that is supreme athlete. That's self-explanatory. So we're at the highest form of athletic ability. So what we're trying to do is, educate and teach the young people and help with their growth and development through teaching them the proper tools, for success. The habits of success. You have to study the habits of success and implement those things. And this is what we're trying to do. Excuse me. I just want to keep it real. So basically what we try to do is we're trying to encourage the young people to be the greatest on the planet Earth, because the thing is, if you want to see a change in the world, change within self first. So this is what we try to encourage our young people to do. And we use sports as a tool, but ultimately it's from the mind, and psychological is what we really focus on, because what changed my life from, because there was a point where I was into cocaine and then selling and all that stuff, but the thing is, what changed my life was when I read something that said, there's a phrase that's called knowledge of self, and then there's something that's called mind is master. I didn't understand it until I read more about it. And I'm college educated, but I didn't really get intelligent until I started reading myself. I was self-taught. When I went to the library, when I wanted to do this, that's when I learned. I went to college because I was kind of like, all right, well, this is what I got to do because this comes that. And then, but when I wanted to do it, that's when things changed for me. So mind is master, and then knowledge of self. I said, well, what does that mean? Then I looked further into it. I said, oh, wow, all this time I've been wasting time with my TV, with my phone, with chasing women, things of that nature, and those ultimately almost led to my demise. So ultimately, I think that it's important for you young people to know, that at this point in your life, you have to be the one making decisions, making choices, if you really want to take it to the next level with this thing called life. So, supreme athlete, the purpose of your life have to be something that's meaningful for others. So in order to I was told that if you want to be more wealthy, then you should serve other people, serve more people, right? So the legacy I want to leave behind is, through the youth, through the babies, as I like to call them. So my legacy will be great because what I left back to these kids, I'm still alive. You can still see me through the babies that I touched. Ultimately, that's what mine is. So this is how Supreme was created, and through the lack of resources in the community and stuff like that. So this is another reason why I said, well, let me do something about it. Instead of saying, well, he never came back she never came back and did for me. No, I'm going to be the reason. Okay, so that's kind of one of the reasons why Supreme was created. But once again, I don't want to take too much time because I can go. So again, what I'll say to you seniors who are on your way to college or maybe the workforce, or wherever you guys are going, good luck in your endeavors. I hope you understand that it's really about to turn up. It's going to be real now. Things are going to be a little different. And I pray that you guys are, ready for this journey, because it's definitely going to be serious. There's something like bills that exist. If you get to school and you're not on a full scholarship, this is a lady named Sally Mae. Never forget you. It'd be like that. And to your underclassmen, I was listening earlier to Fleet. He was saying a few things. I think somebody said something about a great season. Me personally, I didn't think it was a great season because of the record. That's me. And I can say that. I'm not officially, a warrior, but the thing is this. And he also mentioned that certain things weren't mandatory. Me personally, I would say, if we want to go 13-0 for the rest of your career, these things are mandatory. Homework club is mandatory. Weight room is mandatory. You understand? It's the bottom line, because ultimately you got to understand you're not competing against Southington. This is the nation. You know, there's a million, billion people that play this sport, and a lot of them got the same goals and dreams. It's no way. It's no way you can compete with these people in Houston or LA if you on Instagram all day liking pictures. I promise you. There's no way you can give yourself a chance if you waking up at 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock on a weekend. You serious? I promise you somebody doing 1,000 push-ups 3 miles, 4:45 a.m. They took a shower, they ready to go to school, they be at 6:37, they ready to roll. What you doing? Your mother, father gotta get to work, they going crazy, they gotta take care of the bills, they gotta wake you up? Hey, thanks for your time, guys. Peace.